Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be painting the bottom side of the trunk lid, the wheel skirts, and the lower valance below the front grille for the 64 Impala. Everything's been sanded down. It's all been wiped off, blown off. It's sitting in the spray booth right now. I am mixing up some epoxy primer. I'm going to spray epoxy gray primer on the complete wheel skirts just because, so that it matches the quarter panels, because I had went over gray sealer for the paint job on the rest of the car. The trunk lid, I'm only going to put some epoxy primer on the areas that went to bare metal. Same thing with the front piece below the grille. I'm only going to hit the areas that have some bare metal. I'm trying to conserve as much paint as possible, so I'm hoping the underside of the trunk lid, seeing that it's already blue, that hopefully it'll kind of help with the new color to not use as much, because I don't have a lot left. After these parts are painted today, that's all I have left to paint is the bottom side of the hood, and that's just going to go satin black. Once again, not going crazy with that. I'm just going to spray it down with a satin black. Other than that, I'm going to do that tomorrow night. Might end up using spray cans on the bottom side of that hood, because I think it's getting an insulation pad in the whole center, so it's going to cover up most of it. So what's going to show around the edges, I might just use a spray can, because I don't think I have any more satin black here currently. So if I were to order it, it's going to take a couple days, a day or two to get, and it's supposed to rain on Friday, so I really want to get that hood painted tomorrow. So that's probably what I'll do. Probably just use Rust-Oleum or something like I did on the front of the core support and stuff. So let me show you what these are hanging up here. The bottom side of the wheel skirts have a real light surface rust on them, and I'll probably just scuff those up afterwards and just hit it with that Rust-Oleum paint. But I have the matte part there. These are both hanging up, and then I have this all sanded down, and there's a couple areas where they're bare metal and stuff where I need to hit it with epoxy primer. All those other areas is where I sanded through to the red oxide primer. So I'm going to get a little bit of this mixed up. We'll go out there, we'll put a coat of this on, and then we will do the color and the clear. And once again, I don't think I'm going to wear a spray suit. There's really nothing out there that's of much of importance. The underside of the trunk lid's gonna get dirt in it, because I blew that thing out probably 10 times. But the way that those braces are on those, and there was like when I first flipped the trunk lid over, you could just hear rust falling down inside of there. So I kept tipping it back and forth and blowing it out with the blowgun, but you're only going to be able to get so much out. I guarantee once I start putting color on the bottom side of that trunk lid, dirt's going to blow out from one of those cross members, and it is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, we're not doing a show quality paint job here. If we were, we would be epoxy primer in the underside of that trunk lid, and we would be doing probably a couple of coats of 2K primer and then sanding it and everything. By doing that, you whatever dirt blows out, it usually happens during the primering, and you're able to sand that down and kind of, you know, eliminate a lot of the dirt when you go to paint. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up some sealer here, some epoxy primer as a sealer. It's a 2-to-1 mix. I'm going to just mix up enough to do the wheel skirts and to hit the bare metal spots on the trunk lid and the front valance. So I'm probably only going to mix up a couple ounces of it. So let me get this mixed up. We'll get it in the spray gun. We'll go out there and we'll put a coat on. those wheel skirts, I'm gonna have to probably hold them, especially when I go to clear coat because they're blowing all over the place. So that could, more worried about it with the clear coat than anything, because if it starts blowing and it gets close to the gun, it's gonna load up the clear on there and it's gonna run. So I'm gonna get this gun cleaned out. I'm gonna mix up some paint, and then we'll be able to get the first coat of blue on. Okay, now on this first coat of base, I am going to put a coat on the wheel skirts first, and then I'm going to put a partial coat on the trunk lid. I'm going to hit all the areas that I hit with gray sealer first, and then I'll put a full coat on this front lower valance. The reason why I'm doing the wheel skirts first is I want to make sure that those get enough paint. Just and for some reason, I were to run low or run out, I don't need to worry about that. So normally you want to paint from the farthest back in the booth forward, but for this, just for the color, we're going to start in the middle, go back to the end, and then come to the front, just so that I can make sure that the wheel skirts get plenty of color put on them. We need to put 3 coats of color on those. Few little rust holes here which get covered by the bumper. Unfortunately, they're not getting fixed because it's just how this job is going. Really don't have much more time that I could put into this car for money reasons and everything else, so trying to make sure that it looks pretty good. Those couple little pinholes are what they are. I mean, I normally would fix something like that, but for time restraints and money wise and stuff like that, we're just going to let it go, and the bumper will go over top of it. But you know, that stuff can be fixed in the future. So this, I should have plenty of color. So I'm going to go ahead and start the new second coat in a couple minutes. We're going to do the trunk lid this time first because I'm confident we're going to have enough color. So I'm going to get a nice coat on the bottom side of the trunk lid, and we'll do the wheel skirts and then one more on this front. And then we'll go back and we'll do a second coat probably on the trunk lid, and then the third on the wheel skirts. And we'll probably only do 2 coats on that front valance piece because that should be all it needs. to mix up a little bit more color so that we can put our coat on the bottom side of the trunk lid and the wheel skirts. I'm not going to worry about that front valance. Now, if this were my car and I were going to keep this car and drive it around, I would get a new lower front valance below that grill, or a one that's not rusted, because that one is a little on the rough side. But that's what I would do. Other than that, I mean, the car for what it is, if it were my car, I'd drive it around. I wouldn't have any issues with it. I like driving around stuff that's not perfect though, you know. Just an average, nice car. You don't have to worry about it. It gets scratched, you fix it. You don't stress out because you have some sort of a candy paint job or something that's almost impossible to fix. I'm debating if I'm going to do inside the trunk or not. I don't know yet. If I should waste the time to do inside the trunk. I'll ask my buddy and see what he says, if he wants it done or not. I probably have just enough color to do it. I personally would rather save the color and put it in the car so that it goes with the car in case somebody needs to touch it up. There'll be a little bit of color. But once again, that's up to him, you know. Whatever he wants me to do. The color of the trunk is obviously off a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. I thought 64s came with a splatter painted trunk, but I could very well be wrong. So, all right, I'm gonna go and wait a couple more minutes, and we're gonna put our coat on the underside of the trunk lid and the wheel skirts. Okay, that's all the color I'm putting down. Underside of the trunk lid, I'm only putting one coat of clear. The wheel skirts, I'm going to do 2 coats of clear, and probably 2 coats of clear on that front valance part. But underside of the trunk lid, I'm not going to worry about it. 1 coat. Just do 1 heavy coat. And there's most of what paint's left is pretty much reduced at this point, for the most part. So I'm going to go ahead and get the gun cleaned out and get some clear mixed up. And we're going to go out there and get some clear done. So what we'll do is we'll put the first coat of clear on the wheel skirts only Yeah, we'll do the wheel skirts and the front valance, and then the second coat we'll do on everything. And there's a good amount of paint left to do inside the trunk if he wants it done. So I'll be back here shortly, and we will go ahead and get the clear put on. Okay, we're going to let that set for about 10 minutes, come back, and we'll put a coat of clear on everything. All right, I'm gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes, clean up in here, and then we'll go take a look at it. All right, laid out pretty good. Even the underside of the trunk lid doesn't look too bad. Really didn't get a lot of dirt in it. Thought I was going to, but no, didn't get too much dirt at all. So we are one step closer to finishing the Impala. So like I said, tomorrow when I get home from work, I'm going to do the underside of the trunk lid, and I think I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna spray can it. The whole center is gonna end up getting a piece of hood insulation anyway, so we'll be just fine spray canning the satin black. Not too concerned with it. So after I do that tomorrow night, the car can start going together this weekend. Hopefully those front end parts come. If not, I'll at least get the doors, quarter panels, all the trim, emblems and everything put back on. I guess we have new door handles, new mirror, new emblems for the car. So I'll be able to put all that on at least and get the trunk lid on. So I'll be able to have quite a bit of it wrapped up this weekend if the front end kit doesn't come. Even if the front end kit comes, I don't know if I'll have enough time this weekend to get it all done. But hopefully by the beginning to middle of next week, right before Thanksgiving, I can just get this car wrapped up and out of here, and then I can start cleaning up the shop and concentrate on getting that 59 out of here in the next couple weeks. I really want that gone by the end of the year, and then I can concentrate on that Chevy dually, which is a pearl white paint job. I believe it's white diamond from Cadillac is what we're using on that. I have not sprayed a full paint job pearl coat in a long time. Last summer I fixed some spots on a Lexus, and that was a pearl white, but I didn't paint the whole car. I have not done a full paint job of a pearl paint job in probably 10 years. I haven't done a candy paint job in probably 15 years. So it's been a long time. I really do like candy colors and stuff like that. The only downfall is they're really hard to fix. But it'll be some good, interesting videos on watching me paint that dually, because I need to paint it pretty much all together. So basically I need to paint the whole cab with the doors on it, fenders and the hood and everything, and then I need to paint the bed with all its components at the same time as well. So the only split in color will be the gap between the bed and the body. So basically I'm gonna have to cut all the door jambs in and everything, put the whole truck together, and then spray the whole outside. I'll probably paint the roof and then tape that off, because I believe there's a body line up there I can tape on. Because if I have to paint the roof with the rest of the cab, that's going to be almost impossible, especially for one guy to try to do it and get around a truck that big. I don't think I can do it. So I'm hoping I can just split the roof off, paint that separate, and then I'll be able to paint the sides and the front clip all in one shot. There's a bumper filler and stuff like that, which I'll just paint those separately. I'm not too worried about that. I think those will match just fine. They're going at a total different angle than the rest of the truck, so chances are of it looking a little strange anyways, it might, you know what I mean? So, so those are gonna be some good videos there. And then I still have another 59 hardtop to put together. I gotta paint it and put that together. I have a 63 63 Impala convertible, which that's my car. I want to restore that, so that'll be another car. I still have a 70 Boss Mustang back there I need to do. I have a 69 Mach 1 Mustang with a 428 back there that I have to do. So I have a lot of cars to do, and I'm still not sure if I'm getting that. I might be doing a 58 Porsche, but I'm not positive. I don't know if he sold it or not, if he still wants it painted. I haven't talked to him. He's the one that owns this 59 and 64. So I haven't talked to him about that. He was the one I just fixed that Lamborghini bumper for yesterday. So, so tons of projects in the works coming up. I have a 51 Buick I'd like to get done. So, I mean, I have years of projects. So hopefully you guys are liking what you're watching and are interested in watching me do other cars other than Impalas and stuff like that. Please like, subscribe, and share. And any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Other than that, I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Thanks, guys.